the shock wore off a little bit from Scott and I. We were both congratulated him on his decision. But I think after Roger left, I was like the lucky SOB gets to get out of here, number one. and now what are we going to do and have to replace him in that? But it was a good day there. So I've been with Hallmark 30 years. The last 10 working with SRG/CSG, having Roger on my team. 1/3 of my career, how many people, 1/3 you work with one person, and a great person in that. And it's really great today to see so many people that I haven't seen in a while that have been around when we started back at SRG together in that. And sometimes I wish it was back to those old days, and Roger, that's no reference to your age. Thank you. First, I want to speak about Roger the person. Roger's a great family man. Wife, Sue, daughters Kim and Brian. Kim and Brian, hands up here so everybody can see a little bit there. Okay. Son Eric. Eric is right here. And Beth and husband Earl. And of course, then 5 grandchildren. A recent example of how good a person Roger is at the trip that Roger and Sue took with Beth and Earl and their 3 children over to Thanksgiving to visit Kim in Houston. Well over a 12-hour car ride?
14 and a half. 14 and 35 minutes.
7 people, 3 kids, under 4 in the car. So Roger, really, congratulations. Roger's always willing and helping with kids at houses and various projects. Now kids think how much he can really help, so get those lists going in that. Roger's always a great resource. I really think Toby Tobin should be paying you royalties.
Exactly.
I tapped into Roger's for a couple of referrals. He's always delivered. One of my favorites was a few years ago, I needed a reference for an automobile body shop. Went right over to Roger. He had the business card and the phone number there pretty quick, so it sounds like there might be a little family history there. As far as Roger the Hallmarker, wow, what a positive ambassador for the company. Proud to work for Hallmark and always willing to help and support as needed. I could always count on Roger to get his job done and not have to worry about it. Roger was part of the Hallmark Volunteer for Youth Friends who spent a lunch hour once a week mentoring children at a local school. As many of you know, we've had numerous fixture programs and store environment programs over the year at Hallmark. I'd be out traveling stores, call Roger, come back to the office with my photos and say, this is broken, they need this, they need that. He always had it, knew what was going on, or if not, where to get it. I really think he's got all the catalogs still from when he started with the company. Many CSG district managers and store managers have complimented me on how much Roger supported them and how their stores really support and look to exemplify the Hallmark brand. So Roger, thanks for all your contributions. Sincerely appreciated. Great person, great career. Thanks for everything. Turn the floor over to Scott Hess for a couple minutes.
Well, I'd also like to thank and welcome everyone for coming and celebrating Roger's retirement and congratulating him on his 33 years of service with Hallmark Cards. I get the pleasure of sharing with you some of the places and jobs that Roger has been over those 33 years. Roger started with Hallmark on September 17, 1978, as a card specialty sales rep in Chillicothe, Ohio. This is a town of 20,000 people south of Columbus, where today no one would even consider making that a home of a card specialty sales rep. But that's where Sue and Roger started. And they spent 3 years there before moving in 1981 to an account executive position in Cincinnati. There he remained and was promoted again in 1986 to a district sales trainer, and at that time they moved to Atlanta, Georgia. And while in Atlanta, Roger was promoted to regional field retail trainer and regional retail training manager. All of these positions that Roger had at that time was with the card specialty channel. In 1992, Hallmark launched a store concept called Parties Galore. And that was under the Evenson's Card Shops division. And Roger was promoted to the position of manager of Parties Galore operations. So he packed up the family and they came to Kansas City. Parties Galore evolved into Hallmark Showcase and then Hallmark Creations. And with each of these transitions, Roger continued in his position as manager of operations. And over the next 6 years, we expanded the concept and opened numerous stores. And then in 1998, I got hired back to the company. I was a retail project installation leader. Roger was my trainer. We went out and opened several new stores over the next few weeks, getting new creation stores opened each and every week. And we traveled across the country getting all those stores done. And after a month of doing that, Roger got off the road and he came into the position of National Property Manager for the Specialty Retail Group. And over the next 3 years, SRG opened over 75 new stores along with numerous remodels, and Roger was managing the process to get each of these stores open from his office over in the 2,400 buildings. Over the last 13 years as the position of National Property Manager, the number of projects he has managed is countless. But each and every one of them has gotten his full attention to detail and expertise to ensure that they were installed to the high standards set and with flawless execution. Since that very first installation in 1998, Roger and I have worked together as partners to provide the best possible service to our field personnel, the stores, our internal counterparts, and the Hallmark cards. I know Roger will walk away proud to say that he was a Hallmarker, and will enjoy talking about it just like he does, and showing his pride for the Royals, the Cleveland Indians,
Yes.
Kansas Jayhawks,
Yes.
fishing, but most importantly, his family.
Yes.
I was asked this last week if I had determined on who was going to be Roger's replacement. And if so, the person had to be someone who was always willing and smiling, to make you laugh every day, willing to help where needed, and truly be a joyful person to be around. I told her that it hadn't been decided yet, but when it was going to be impossible to find someone who could do all the things that Roger does in the way he does it. Thank you, Roger.